welcome to Basketball Talk Pro. Well, a few weeks ago, we showed the winning factors, the critical winning factors in the NBA playoffs in a large number of games, because it goes back to 2003 that we kept this information. Tonight we add another element to it, and that is the ladies' NCAA Tournament. Please notice that all of the things we're doing are in high-level competition. That's the way to test what's really right when you're playing against strong competition night after night. Introducing this, the women's NCAA Tournament, was something that I wanted to do for some time. But Dick Lean, who works with the women's game, actually, speaks to them about our statistic thing that for women that can be used for women's teams. Actually did the study for Basketball Talk Pro. I just want to make one comment before we go to it. I'm going to show you a chart. It's an extension of that chart that we showed you 3-4 weeks ago about the NBA playoffs. This fall, on September 13th, will be Basketball Talk Pro's 5th year. It's amazing to me, and you can go back to the first one, and what I say is I promised 50 sessions. At that time I thought, well, we probably can't do any more. And now we're well over 400 videos that are available. And so, but of all of those, this may sound kind of odd to you, but of all of those, the one I'm going to show you is the most important. Nothing can erode the study that we have done. And it's a practical study. It's a simple study. It's practical. It's something that you can use. We're flooded right now with statistical information, but a lot of it is just people trying to get in on what's popular. They're throwing things out there I don't think they can even prove. But this, you'll see, is a high degree of proof. But mainly for you as coaches, if there's something that you have to grab onto to build your program on, build your coaching career on, it has to be these two things. You'll see in the film, there's no doubt that this is what creates winners. Field goal percentage. A true field goal percentage, not an effective field goal percentage. The effective field goal percentage is based on points. This is based on made and missed shots. And the second thing is something that probably I'm the only person who ever came across it. Now other people, I think, are beginning to see the importance of it, and that's positive offensive possessions. There's only 2 of them. Those 2 things are the strongest and most powerful part of of determining a winner. Well, watch this, and I think you'll be really not surprised maybe, but impressed with how the women's game, the ladies' game, I don't know exactly what word is most appropriate, what it has come to and how it has grown through through the years. I'm happy that we did that, and I want to do more. Like the WNBA, I would like to see theirs. I'd like to see the men's same type of chart, and for the NCAA tournament, and build something that is just not, there's no way you can deny it. So let's go to the chart now and take a look at it. Thank you. Okay, this is the chart we've been using. We did the NBA playoffs about 2 to 3 weeks ago, but we're adding now a key one, and that is the women's NCAA tournament. But first of all, let me review this so that you're clear in the understanding. What we mean by 81% here in this number, right on down through, is that if you have the best field goal percentage over your opponent, any one of those games, you're going to probably win 81% of those games. And so in this case, there were 337 games, all playoff games, except for 80 games, which were regular season games. 272 times the team with the greatest field goal percentage over their opponent won 272 times out of 337, or 81% of the time. One other, you can use that same definition for each one of these areas. You can see, disregard this. Actually, that's just more of an effective field goal percentage thing. Rebounding, turnovers, free throws made have very little, at least comparative to the field goal percentage. They have a lot less effect on winning the game. Now, POPs are positive offensive possessions. There are 7 possessions possible. 2 of them are positive, and that is defensive rebounds and steals. If you combine those, your defensive rebounds and your steals, and it's better than your opponents, you're going to win 78% of the time. It gets bigger as it goes down, but that's a very significant statistic, and the reason is, in those possessions which are very high in their effectiveness, it's because they get more uncontested shots, and that's what brings up your field goal percentage. So keeping those in mind, I'll just go through this quickly. We added blocks. Not much of a factor. Rebounding numbers about the same as it was back in 2003 to 2007. Two new ones. 3 points made, because of all the talk about how the basketball is becoming a 3-point game, and the 3 points made are what turn the game. They don't. 61% of the time, if you score more 3-point baskets than your opponents, you're only going to win 61% of those games. Still good, but not like this. POPs stay consistent, 80%. We added misses. I won't go into that right now, but misses have a big effect on you 2 ways. Because on misses is when you get a chance for your defensive rebounds, which is one of your best possessions. But it's interesting now to look at the women. their NCAA tournament. See, all of these games are against high-level competition and tense situations, so you can accept the validity of them. In the women's game, it's 87%. Now, part of that is that their opponents, when they're having a losing percentage, have a deeper one. 39%. In the NBA, it's 43% the losers get, and the winners get 49%. The women still have 49% is the percentage that wins most of the time. But you can see it drops down here the same way. Uh, a real drop in 3 points made, which surprised me. But then it pops back up over here with POPs. 89% of the time when they get the most defensive rebounds and steals, they win 89% of those games. You can see where this is a total of 519 games under highest level of competition. And very consistently, the team with the best field goal percentage wins, and the team that with the most defensive rebounds and steals wins the game. 89% in the women's game. These are key statistics, and it doesn't make any difference whether it's a women's game or the men's game. And I want to follow through with WNBA, the professional, in their playoffs. And I want to follow through with the men's NCAA tournament. I've already started work on that. I can tell you it's going to be almost the same. My point is, you take this information and do something about it. You should build your team around these numbers. Regardless of what you're hearing, how many passes in a possession it makes, it doesn't have any difference. It has no effect. What this is has some effect. This is something you can build on. There's so much stuff flying around now. It'll settle down, and they'll get down to the practical things that count in statistics. Eventually, they will, because you got a lot of people now who are throwing out numbers who really aren't can't verify those numbers, or they don't do anything either. So I want you to see this. I want you to learn how to get your team. And if you take that class I give, I go through all of this. But that you can get a better field goal percentage and get defensive rebounds and steals more. And that's going to help you win. That's simple. So I want to leave it at that. But you can always study this. You should study this. Take a picture of it. I don't know what you guys do. But take that chart and really look at it and really think about it and think about how can I adjust this to my team? How can I have an offense that gets more, that shoots a better percentage? Not the most shots, but the better percentage. What can I do defensively to create more defensive rebounds and steals? Now, if you watch Basketball Talk Pro and you go into the archives, you can find I don't know how many videos that we made on those two very things. There's all kinds of information on it. So we'll leave you with that, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.